the other stuff.
And we're definitely live right now with no introduction whatsoever. We just got finished seeing the Dallas Cowboys lose. And man, I'm gonna tell you right now, out of all ways to lose, it seems like every year that when the Cowboy it seems like every time the Cowboys go to the playoffs, we see something new that we've never seen before.
Yeah, that's true. It's always something bizarre, and we was just figuring out what was it going to be this year, and it didn't fail us.
No, it didn't fill us at all. And once again, we're brought to you by CNG Sports Podcast Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's all four downs. Look, the Cowboys lose 23-17 on the very, very last play of the game. Now, I, I've talked it over. Several people already mentioned, and we had what's his name, Sanders, who is a Cowboy fan, and he's been texting me and everything else about his frustration and everything. And I'm sorry, man. Who calls a play at the last second of a quarterback run, right?
Right,
And this
right
is
down
the
the middle,
play right here.
right
This
down the
is the
middle.
play, and I'm going to zoom it in real quick. You got 14 seconds left by the time they snap the ball. It is 10 seconds. Look where he's at. And I
Yeah,
understand he's trying to get closer to a possible Hail Mary, but we kept hearing the commentators say they're in Hail Mary range.
yeah,
Like that, Prescott got it. So
correct.
why not take a chance going down the field? That means at least force like a pass interference or something.
Right.
I just don't get it. And a touchdown only ties the game. You still have a point after, and
Yeah,
you can win the game at the very end.
yeah. And
You
that
know what I mean?
even with that point after is not guaranteed with Zerline since this year he's missed 6 extra points, so that wasn't going to be guaranteed. But
Right.
I think also and I know Sanders is a big Cowboy fan and everything, but I did say when we made our picks that you have to stop the Niners run, right? And so that was one of the key factors because I mean, they just ran the ball down the Cowboys' throat. I mean, there was like no way the Cowboys was able to stop them. They got 169 yards rushing against the Cowboys defense. Okay. Let's also take into consideration the defense. I said that the defense is ranked seventh in the league against the number one offense. They sacked Prescott 5 times. Okay.
You
So
did mention it on all four downs
so
podcast every Wednesday and
So my
Thursday.
thing,
Excuse me. Go ahead.
yes. So my thing is, so Cowboy fans cannot be blaming the referee for what he did. That wasn't his fault. Prescott should not be running down the middle like that, thinking that he was going to have time. Okay, I'm sorry, but the 49ers had time of possession. They owned that. Okay, I mean, so you cannot just blame anything but key plays in this game. First half was just a total shambles. I mean, you made a good run at the second half, but you didn't play in the first half, and this is a 4 quarter game, not a 1 half game.
I want
You
to
know,
get to the pictures real quick. That's on social media right now, especially it's trending on Twitter. The Dallas Cowboys eliminated from the NFL playoffs. Uh, my pick is solid. I went for the 49ers, but
yeah,
not in the way that the game folded,
right,
not how it developed and how it finished.
yeah,
Like I said, every time I see the Cowboys play, whenever they get eliminated, it's just something new. All right. There goes the coach trying to cheer his team on that last play. I mean, I don't know what you're thinking. This is a coach issue. Okay. Who allowed that to happen? Who made that call at the very end? You got
yeah,
14 seconds there, no timeouts. You know that if you run, you gotta have like a 9 second window. So you go ahead and snap the ball and stop the clock, right?
exactly. I
And,
mean,
and then the players try to position the ball like they're the ones that were automatically going to go ahead and snap the ball, which they explained the referee has to position the ball.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was not in position. You're right.
And that's an automatic penalty.
Yeah.
So
And my thing is the prior 4 plays before that, the Niners were giving them the yardage. They got 40
three
yards.
plays, 40 yards.
Yeah, exactly. So they were giving them the yardage. So do what you was doing to get those 40 yards and continue. Don't run up the middle. You see, that is not textbook football. If you're not going to do that, continue doing what you got the number one offense in the NFL. Okay. And you did not show it tonight.
No,
And
and
that
guess what? They have a hashtag 10-year challenge that's been going on this week. The 10-year challenge about how you looked 10 years ago and today, right? Well,
okay,
this is 10 years ago of what the Cowboys looked like and today. Check this out.
okay. Can we back it up from when we did the 10-year challenge in 2012 and back that up to 2002? That it was the same exact thing for the Cowboys. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's been
absolutely.
it's been now 26 years that the Cowboys, who is dubbed as the America's team, but they're not showing America anything but just failure after failure after
Well, this is
failure.
America's team is a representation of their actual logo, one star, and that is all, right?
Yeah,
You also get this is what I love because this
yeah,
is the truth. I start to believe again about preseason, about hyping it up. They get their hopes up because, of course, this is a dysfunctional NFC East division, and the
yeah,
Cowboys took advantage of it.
yeah.
And then you're right, they get disappointed, and they're going to continue to get disappointed because they're again, this is Jerry Jones's football team, right?
And see,
So
and I'm not even a Cowboy fan. I'm not a Cowboy hater, but I'm not a Cowboy fan. But understand this: when they were doing this with Romo, it was always Romo's fault. But now you got Prescott, and now Prescott's not doing it. Now you're gonna blame Prescott. I mean, when does the blaming stop? You see
what
what I'm
does
saying?
but is it Prescott? Well, that's
Not,
not what I'm getting. I'm getting like, oh, it's the coach's fault, you know.
not here in Texas. Here,
But I'm gonna
I'm
tell you
getting the
right now.
quarterback fault.
Watch this. You ready? There are times that he overthrew passes, but there are times that the receivers should have made plays, right? Especially that long run in the fourth quarter, that long ass pass in which the defender it hit his hand.
Yeah,
You mean to tell
yeah,
me you couldn't adjust your body quick enough to catch the ball? I'm
yeah.
just saying. I'm a Cowboy hater. Don't get me wrong, but I predicted that the 49ers would win by 3 points. Okay,
I mean,
that
at the
was my
beginning.
prediction, and the fact that it was going to be the game of the week. But I didn't know that was the start for tomorrow's news of 24/7 Cowboys this and Cowboys that. Because it doesn't matter what happened in all the wild card games. What's
Yeah,
going to be talked about is this one right here.
yeah,
Now, Rayleigh says, Valdez, thank you for being here. Imagine getting a stupid amount of penalties, running up the middle with less than 15 seconds left and no timeouts. The being surprised you lost, so stupid. You're right. And he also said, imagine thinking this Dallas team was going to make the NFC Championship game. LOL. I'm sorry, my friend, but I've never had the Cowboys going into the NFC Championship, let alone, I mean,
the
wasn't even
divisional
thinking
round.
about Super Bowl. No.
And
And
see,
it's just the fact the way the schedule is because they've never beaten a playoff contender team this year.
yeah,
All their victories has been teams under 500.
yeah. And the 49ers knew going into this game that their defense, the Cowboys defense, could not stop the run. And it proved it. 169 yards to start the game, Ovi. To start the game, 3 plays over 10 plus yards in the first quarter on the first drive, and that led to a touchdown, 7-0 right off the top. Okay. And you see the faces. This is 2 decades of disappointment, you know,
Right.
and as a Giants fan, I'm almost like feeling sorry for them because it's like, when do you
I'm not
get
pissed,
right?
man.
Because you got all the talent, you got all the money, you spend billions and billions of dollars on a brand new stadium, and yet you can't even produce a championship for your team
You know what they could produce? Concerts, WrestleManias. That's what they could produce.
and
And
high
this is
school
my favorite right
championships.
here. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones invite Mike McCarthy to the house for a late dinner.
Yeah,
Oh man, I love this one.
yeah,
And if you didn't know this, if I know I'm mistaken, this is the Goodfellas, right?
yeah.
Or Casino. I think this is Casino.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean,
And,
look,
and,
he's
and
on
say,
both
look,
of those movies anyway.
18 weeks of football. Offense dominates in the regular season, but when you come to the playoffs, you have to come with defense. I'm sorry, your offense got you to the playoffs, your offense got you the division title, but defense is what's going to win you championships. We've known this for a long time. I learned it coming up into the game, and the Cowboys did not have a defense to stop the 49ers. Okay. We're going to talk about all the other games later on in the next show, but we've seen what defense does, and that what Buffalo has the #1 defense in the NFL. They shown it. San Francisco got the #7 defense. They showed it, even though they played poorly in the second half, but they dominated enough in the first half to survive the second half. 5 sacks. Okay. I mean, and with listening to the game, I mean, even though I'm watching it, but I hear a lot of 49er fans back there. Just like how Cowboy fans dominate all the other stadiums, it seems like the Niner fans were dominating AT&T Stadium, with the loud
Absolutely.
roar. California was representing here in the state of Texas today.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the first time that both these organizations face each other in a wild card
Yes,
game. And
yes,
that's the Cowboys have dominated the NFC championships
yeah,
for so long, but being this is the first, and my gut had told me, you know what, this is gonna be a close game. I mean, I could see either or winning,
yeah,
but the way it ended, I'm sorry, man. Like I was in shock. I was receiving phone calls and text messages like, did you see the ending? Like, how would you end the game like that when you had that chance? And I'm
yeah,
frustrated that they didn't take the chance down the field to throw the ball long to force a pass interference.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they would have continued going the ball. Look, San Francisco called a timeout. That was the time to regroup, get yourself organized, and don't tell me that they took a timeout for you to run that play.
yeah, and yeah,
I don't get it.
and you still couldn't get it right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And
I
then
know.
right there and then you should take the chance, go down.
Yeah,
Let them force that pass interference, get yourself into the goal line position, and create magic.
and
They had it.
yeah, and
And
penalties.
take it back. San Francisco allowed Dallas 3 times in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
3 times. You had an interception. Then
yeah,
you had I don't remember the second one, but the last one was the offensive lineman didn't set right.
yeah,
So when he did a quarterback sneak, which should have
yep.
been the end game,
It wasn't.
okay,
Yep.
the end game. Then they get a 5-yard penalty and give them a chance.
Yeah,
And with Dak Prescott and that offense, all you need is 40 seconds.
yeah,
It was brilliant. They got lucky, but I was like, damn, man, they got the ball again. They're going to do it up. And you look at how lazy the 49ers defense was at the end, you know, giving them too much space.
yeah,
I mean,
and then
and you know what's going to boil down to is that now that the Dallas Cowboys are eliminated, and I'm sure they're going to regroup and do whatever in off season, and you're going to hear all these excuses and what to expect for next season. But for the 49ers, despite them being ranked seventh in defense, and they got a good defense, but that management at the end, they're suspect, and that's something you cannot bring to the table like that against the Green Bay Packers.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. No, there's no doubt about it. If San Francisco don't clean this up come next week, Aaron Rodgers is going to tear that defense a whole new level. They're going to send them packing in the halftime.
I like how, and here's another topic: discipline. Okay, this team has undisciplined all year, top two in penalties and penalty yardage. They magically were supposed to change that now.
And see, I was
Okay,
going to get to that. Yeah, I mean, Dallas had
so
14 penalties for
who
89 yards.
holds? Why is your defensive tackle? I think he's the defensive number 74, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding an offensive player when you normally get offensive holding. I mean, holding calls for the
Yeah,
offense,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why would you do that when you officially stop them?
Mm-hmm.
Now you gain the momentum because that's an automatic first down,
Yeah,
especially when you're within 2 minutes and you need the ball back.
you're right.
It was
Undisciplined
not
penalties.
necessary, especially when you already got this guy locked. Everybody knows 49ers are going to run the ball. What
Yeah,
do? How do I mess this up?
yeah.
I don't know,
Like
man.
I
I just
said,
don't get it.
14 penalties for 89 yards, and it seemed like half of them were offensive. Offensive penalties is like, come on, man. It's like, uh, yeah, it's just no explanation. And
What do you
Dallas did not
do?
play.
What do you do as an owner when you see that within your team? You
And
know,
see,
do you blame on the coaches? Do you blame on the players? Do you take their money so that when they don't do it again? I mean, how do you make them more disciplined? Because if that team was disciplined, they should have won this game.
I ask a lot of Cowboy fans here, and it seems always to be Jerry Jones's fault.
Jerry
He
Jones
take
ain't playing.
I know, but he has a lot of hats on. Instead of just being the owner, he takes on too much responsibility to try to do everything
Okay,
himself. You
watch
know,
this.
and so
Watch this. Hold on for a second. It's Jerry Jones' fault. It's Jerry Jones' fault. Jerry Jones. It's like hearing the New York Giants saying, "Oh, it's the offensive line's fault. It's the offensive line's fault." Stop with the excuses. They got to do the job. Okay, they have to do the job. Everybody has to do a job. For the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones is up there watching. You know,
Yeah.
and as an owner, at this moment in time, he has put invested in all this talent. This
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys have the talent.
Hmm.
They could. I'm sorry, with that roster right there and the way they played, if you take out and again, if you take out the penalties, 49ers would have been going home right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because you look at the run game for Dallas. They didn't do nothing. Zeke only had 31 yards. This was just not. That's uncalled for. Okay, Dak Prescott had 27 yards rushing. That shouldn't be coming from your quarterback. Okay, they shut down CD Lamb. He only had one catch for 21 yards, and that was all he had for the rest of the day.
But you see
Dalton,
at the end how he helped the team move forward, even
yeah,
though with a sprained ankle. I
yeah,
mean, I like CD Lamb. He was one of my favorite players that I've watched in college and moving there. He's in the right place,
and
and I
then
like that.
and then a lot of talk about Michael Parsons was going to be a big key in defense. Well, he got hurt for a whole minute. He got three
Oh
tackles for and 7 assists, and that was it. It's like,
yeah, hey, and he's a rookie.
yeah,
So it's expected, what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna depend on him like he's a Lawrence Taylor at his prime. He's not
but
there yet.
but it's
But
like they put too much pressure on him for this game to do
look,
something.
you know what? I know, and again, like I said, everyone wants to blame on the owner and everything. Well, he doesn't play the game, and he's not with the headset. He's not telling the coaches, "Hey, this is what you're gonna do." I'm sure
Yeah,
maybe he got some involvement in the play calling and stuff like that. Maybe I don't know. I'm not there, but as a
yeah,
fan, I'm saying what are my coaches are doing. I have a defensive coordinator who sucked as a head coach with the Atlanta Falcons blowing up a 25-point lead.
and he may
I
wind
got
up
Mike
getting another
Carson was
job.
fired from the Green Bay Packers because Aaron Rodgers didn't want him no more. So what are you doing?
Yeah,
What kind of coaches are you doing? And everyone wants to talk about everyone else, but this is the player's fault.
no, I
And
get
at
it. I
the end
mean,
of the day, it is the coach's fault.
no, you're right, and I, Dak Prescott got to take some of the fault, being the captain of this team, being the quarterback. He got to make better decisions.
Mhm.
This is not his first time in the playoffs. I mean, he had good numbers. He was 23 for 43, 254 yards. I mean, that's okay numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's better than what Garoppolo did tonight. But I mean, you got to make better decisions. I mean, if you're gonna go out of bounds, keep on going out of bounds. You ain't got no timeouts. I mean, look, and McCarthy and all these guys, all these coaches, they got to make better decisions. I mean, that's how you win games. But it is what it is, and it's just another failure, another year for the Dallas Cowboys. And you know, it's like, when did you Cowboy fans wake up? Because it seems like the rest of the NFL fans have woken up and they're all truthful about how they see their teams,
Yeah.
but except the Cowboy fans, and that's what
Well,
kind of frustrates me.
I would like to hear more Cowboy fans come up here
But I want
and
honest Cowboy fans, not
right.
ignorance. I don't like ignorance. I want to hear real mature
I think what had
fans.
happened
You
was
see what
they
I'm
turn
saying?
off the TV set, they turn all the social media, they don't want to hear it and
No.
stuff like that.
What
But
no,
I got to give respect to Sanders, and I didn't even read his quote. I was supposed to read what he
okay.
said to me. But Rayleigh Barrett Valdez says Cowboys got robbed.
There we go. See,
I
there
don't
we go.
know. I
There
don't
we
know
go.
what robbed means
Yeah,
or
please
something. Maybe
explain to me what robbed means, because when Prescott gets sacked 5 times, that don't look like he got robbed. I mean, he looked like got he got duped by a defense that was ready for him. Okay. So tell me, see, that's what upsets me. Living here in Texas, I got to hear a lot of ignorance from Cowboy fans. It's very hard to get mature conversations and truthfulness to say, you know what, we need to fix this.
no.
It's always
He was
about,
mentioning this. He
oh,
said it's a joke. I'm mocking the
gotcha.
Dallas
Okay,
fan, and that's
gotcha.
probably what you're hearing over there in the state of
Yeah,
Texas. I mean,
exactly.
because they bleed on blue. They bleed on stars over there.
Or no, what I hear is, well, where's your team at? It's not about my team. It's about your team that you
Oh,
keep
I know
saying
where
is
my
going to the
team is
Super
at.
Bowl.
I know where
And
my team is at. I mean,
exactly.
look. Oh wait, I gotta
You,
turn on display. My team's with me right now watching the games.
yeah, mine's is
We're
right
trying
there
to we're
watching the
trying to
game,
find out who's the general manager.
and a head coach. Exactly. We're not ignorant to it. We know what is going wrong in New
All right,
York.
so here comes Sanders. He said, "You'll never hear it from another 20 years, bro. I'm not even going to cheer my team until they in the Super Bowl. Till then, I'll be in
Mm.
my deepest hole in the darkest side of earth.
Look, you gotta.
LMFAO. Then he says, bro, penalties killed us. But that's nothing new as Dallas was the most penalized team. That's the same thing Rayleigh was saying, right? And then other people saying Dallas choke job and people are loving it and so on and so forth. Then there's just a lot of memes going on,
Yeah, and
you know.
my thing is Cowboy fans bring it upon themselves, and
Oh,
they all and
absolutely.
that's
But you know
why
who's to blame though? I'm gonna tell you who's to blame, the media. Because the media doesn't know how to let go of saying, "Oh, this is America's team." This is not America's team. I'm sorry. Maybe in the 70s you could have called them America's team because they're always in the playoffs. They won Super Bowls and stuff like that. The biggest rivalry between them and the Steelers. I
you
mean, I
know.
get that,
I'm going to
but
tell you something. Let
this
me
is
tell you
not
something.
America's team anymore.
I talked to a Cowboy fan several years ago. Okay, and this is one of the more mature Cowboy fans that I could actually talk to and have a legit conversation, real serious conversation. And I asked him, I said, "You're a Cowboy fan, long time fan. Tell me why Cowboys are America's team." And he goes, "I'm going to tell you why. Now, you tell me if you feel this is true." He said, "The reason why we're America's team is because we are number one, and we always have been number one as far as merchandise sales. We sell more merchandise than any team in sports, and the only team that's close to us are the Yankees. That's why we are the two most hated teams in sports because we sell a lot of merchandise, and if you do see it, there's a lot of people wearing Cowboy stuff or Yankee stuff. So to a certain degree,
Right? I agree with that.
I kind of believe that because you look at it, the Cowboys are number one, New England's number two, and the New York Giants are number three as far as merchandise sales in the NFL. So I
Yeah.
said to myself, I can believe that. But as far as one of the best teams in the NFL history, I'm sorry, you don't got the most championships, you don't got the most wins, okay, you don't got the most division titles. There's other teams that got you beat there. So in that sense, you're not America's team. But I could see it to that point. You take it for what it's worth, in that sense of being America's team. Because yeah, around the world there are a lot of Cowboy fans. You go to other countries, there's gonna be Cowboy fans.
Yeah,
I get
but
it.
I joke around saying I'm a hater, but I love the competition. But as Giants fans, we get to see the teams twice a year,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're in the division. You mentioned the Yankees. I'm a big Red Sox fan. I got to I got to witness them play 19 times against the Yankees,
Yeah.
and look how many years since I've known you that I've been bombarded with so much jokes that we could never win the big game
Mm-hmm.
until 2004, right?
Yep.
And so you always have those two teams always on top battling. I never looked at it as a merchandise. I look at it as we need to get to the 20s because we so far behind right now. But
Yeah.
and as a fan, you drive on that, but professionally and respectfully, you do recognize the talent. And I'm telling you right now, in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboy has the best talent
Yeah. Oh yeah.
roster wise on both sides of the ball.
Definitely.
But this performance, there's got to be a lot of cleanup going on. How you going to represent the division and make that division solid if you
Yeah.
can't play right? And what's going to happen is we're going to see this cycle over and over again, and you're going to see maybe the whatever name Washington is
Yeah.
come February 2nd, or the Eagles, which made the playoffs and lost embarrassingly. And then you're going to see, and I'm guaranteeing it, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a new and improved New York Giants football next season.
Yeah,
I'm
because
telling you that right now.
you think about it, we used to be the most feared division in all of the NFL. And now all of a
Mhm.
sudden we're the laughing stock of the NFL. Like everybody wants to play the NFC East, and it's like, how could you? It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is. I mean, last year, look what 7-9 won the division last year, and we were 6-10, and we almost made the playoffs. It's just a
Right.
joke. But the Cowboys are the more consistent and more well balanced team in the NFC East, but yet they find a way to choke in the playoffs. They're just not a playoff team. It's like
What?
they need.
Oh, go
I don't
ahead.
know. They build so much for the regular season, and they don't know how to formulate that for the playoffs. I don't get it. I mean, you got
I'm
other
going to
teams.
ask you this real quick. You ready?
Mhm.
Because of that game, should there be a coaching change or will they keep it the same for the organization for the Dallas Cowboys?
I would change. I would say McCarthy's not the answer. I would say he's not the answer, but then again,
Could he be treated the same way he treated Jason Garrett? Like he's Mr. Yes Man and he's gonna follow whatever Jerry Jones say
yeah,
and that's it.
yeah,
I mean, because that's basically what I keep hearing, whether it's in the media or social media. Like that's the kind of coach that there is because Bill Parcells had that team rock solid, and Parcells didn't want nothing to do with it no more. You know what I mean?
hmm
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't know. Something's got to change, but there's a lot of changes going on in the NFL. But hey, stay tuned this Thursday. Well, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna make our picks for the division playoffs. We'll recap on our preseason prediction, and then I'm gonna tell you the reality of what's gonna happen in weeks to come. But again, I have my gin and juice set ready to go for the Super Bowl. I hope you as well because not only that intrigued by the game, but I just can't wait
halftime.
for the halftime show, Snoop Dogg and the rest of the crew performing. So this is gonna be awesome being in LA. So, but hey, stay tuned also this Tuesday, the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. If you're not there, follow them on Facebook, on YouTube. It is the HHW Show. It's the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, the Fantasy Royal Rumble this Tuesday. And then next Thursday, All Four Downs podcast. We might have a special guest. I don't know. I'm trying to reach out to Steve or Joe, one or the other. But I like their input and see what's going on in the playoffs. And they always talk about money all of a sudden. They start watching our show and they be like, oh, I picked this team and I picked this. They're making some money. Let me see if we can help them make some more in this coming week. But hey, thank you. Like I said, this is a special edition on why the Cowboys suck. And that's all to it, bro. But hey, we're out of here. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the game because we're about to tune into the Chiefs and the Steelers.
Yes, sir.